Okay, on the piece of paper that you have the horizontal line on, you're going to be writing underneath that line. And the first thing that you need to write, and I'm going to say my line is right here. We're going to write Ahsoka. It is also spelled Ashoka. And this is the second part of Standard 6.28. Okay, so we added Emperor Ahsoka. All right, let's go back to our standard. The standard says the second part, which is right here, and the political and moral achievements of Emperor Ahsoka. All right, what are two key words in there as far as describing him? Which one?
Political and moral.
Political and moral. Okay, political and moral what? Achievements of who?
Emperor Ahsoka.
Emperor Ahsoka. All right, so if you want to mark your standard that way, you can. All right, the Mauryan Empire had reached its height of power under Emperor Ahsoka. All right, is that a note that I need to put down? Yes. So I'm going to go back here to my paper, and I'm going to put Mauryan Empire. Reached its height of power under who?
Emperor Ahsoka.
Yep. Okay. All right. Emperor Ashoka, or Ahsoka, was Chandragupta's grandson. So let's add that. Chandragupta's grandson. All right. He governed North and Central India for about 40 years. Now, yes, this is him. It's not a girl. It's a guy. Because I know that's what you were all thinking. Yeah. Okay. All right, so how long did he rule? 40 years. So let's add that one too. All right. He governed or ruled, either one.
Can we put govern / rule?
Uh-huh. You can. Governed or ruled, whichever one you want, for 40 years. Is that a long time?
Yeah.
Pretty long time, right?
Yeah, we only have presidents.
For 4 or
8.
All right, he was an unusual king. Obviously, you all thought he was unusual because you thought that was a girl. He was an unusual king. He loved a fierce battle. All right, so what do you automatically think of him when you see that?
Warrior.
Warrior.
He loved to fight.
He loved to fight. He what?
He's brave.
He was brave. Okay, so he loved battles. Yeah, he loved to fight, and he liked it if it was really bloody and gory. Fierce battle. At least he did for a while, anyway. But then something happened to him, and he changed. Nope, he didn't die.
Did he start religion? No, did he get into religion?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like he started religion?
He might have gotten into religion and became more of a, what's this word mean? What does moral mean?
You self-conscious.
Self-conscious? What else?
More of a lover, not a fighter.
More of a lover, not a fighter. Okay, what else? If you're a good moral person, what do you try to do?
You show good example.
You think
You
of
do good
everything
example.
positive.
You what?
You think of everything positive.
You think positively. How do you treat other people?
Good. How you want to
With
be
respect, the way you want to be treated. Okay? So if you have morals, you're probably going to be a good person, right? You're going to strive to be a
So
good
he
person.
started praying to the
Well, let's see. It says he loved fierce battles, at least for a while anyway. He conquered several people and several lands. All right, so we're going to put that. He loved fierce battles. He conquered lands and people.
How do you conquer people?
Well, when you take over their land, if they're there, who do they have to start following? You or what? I tell it out there, right? If you don't like it, you can leave, or
Die.
I'll just take care of you.
Did you die?
It's possible. In battle, don't you think people are killed in battle?
Yeah.
There you go then. Alright, he conquered several people in several lands. But then he soon started to hate killing. He soon started not liking what was going on in these battles. He determined in his mind that it was not the right thing to do to start killing people. So he decided he was going to follow a religion. What was it?
Buddhist.
Yes. He wanted to follow the Buddhist teaching, and he became a man of peace. So we need to make sure we add that one. Soon he hated what?
Killing.
Yes. Alright, soon he hated killing. What did he become?
Turned this to
Yeah. He started following what?
Buddhist.
He started following the Buddhist teaching. Alright, so our last note was that he followed the Buddhist teachings and became a man of peace. I don't know if we added that or not, but we need to. Became a man of peace. Okay? Alright. Moving on. Oh, wait, there was one more thing I wanted to show you on here. Okay, underneath his picture there, it tells you some notes that I want you to make. He was the first Buddhist ruler. Alright, so since we're just doing notes, we can abbreviate. We can do first like this. He was the first Buddhist ruler. Alright, first Buddhist ruler. He ruled from 274 to 232 BC and was the first ruler in human history to ban slavery.
And the
I thought that was Abraham.
So he banned slavery. Sarah's right. What else did you say, Sarah?
death penalty.
Yep, he banned. Do you know what it means when I put those two little marks?
That means the same.
It means ditto. It means that I'm talking about writing the same word that I just wrote.
Yeah, that's what I.
So it banned slavery, banned the death penalty. Okay, so he banned slavery, the death penalty, animal cruelty. He banned animal cruelty.
That's cool.
Does that mean like
No,
hurting
hurting
animals?
It means that you were no longer allowed to hurt an animal. If you did, you were breaking the law. He banned it. You were to treat animals kindly.
This will. Is that?
All right, he also banned deforestation. What is deforestation?
Not like chopping down forests.
Right. He banned deforestation. In other words, don't go in and destroy a forest. All right, let's see what else it says. He also advocated, that means promoted, that means he supported something. He advocated gender equality in education and in religious instruction. So girls, up to this point, most of the time, what's our job been?
Clean house.
In these other cultures we've talked about, we were to stay home and what? Clean houses,
Take care of the
cook,
Hunt.
help our parents, help our mom take care of the house. Huh?
Stay home, mom.
We stayed home, right. Were we necessarily allowed to go to school?
No.
We were, but we probably had to be from a what kind of family?
Rich.
A wealthy family, right? Our family had to be high on the hierarchy or low?
High.
You had to be pretty high on the hierarchy if you were female and you wanted to go to school. He advocated for gender equality. That means girls, he said we had every bit as much right to get an education as boys did. All right, so we're going to put that word, advocated. And what did I say he advocated for?
Gender equality.
Gender equality. Okay, gender equality in what two areas? Education and religion. Okay, religious instruction. All right, so we talked about the things he banned. We talked about the things he advocated for. He kept his promise for the rest of his life, and he tried to improve the lives of his people. Now, there were ways that he did this. Okay, so he tried to improve people's lives. Okay, there were ways that he did that. In other words, he made laws that encouraged people to do good deeds. So one of the ways that he tried to improve their lives was by making laws to do what? To do good deeds. All right, he also made laws to practice peace. He encouraged people to practice peace. He also encouraged you to respect others. Obviously, if he was an advocate for gender equality, he would mean respect others no matter whether you're a male or a female. All right? He also said that we should care for people and animals. So if you want to put a slash right here, care for people, animals, that means both. All right, and some of the cool things that he did was he created hospitals. He was one of the first in India to create hospitals. Okay? He also built roads. And he created or built what we call rest houses. Now these are the same type thing that's alongside the road where you can stop to take a break when you've traveled a long time. What do we call them?
Oh,
truck
gas
stop.
station.
Truck stops? Well, another word for it. What did you say? Truck stops? Something else. Something that's along the road. You can't necessarily get gasoline there. A rest stop or a rest area,
Yeah.
right? Okay, he called them rest houses. Well, what might be different between what we know as a rest area
It's
and
not
what
your
he
house.
has as
You
a
could
rest
actually
house?
go in the house and
You can actually go there and what?
sleep.
Sleep. Okay, because in this time period, did they have cars?
No.
No, they did
They
not.
walked.
So if you traveled, you either traveled by horseback, walking, possibly.
Camel.
I really doubt that.
Well,
Probably
they had a
camel.
Chariots.
Right, maybe a chariot. Yeah, we would. When we think of wagon, we want to think of wagon with the big top and
Right.
So more, it'd be a smaller version, right? Yeah. What did you think?
Well, is it okay if we go to the back of our thing?
Absolutely. Yep. If you need to go to the back, go to the back. So these rest houses, probably in these, you could actually go in and you could rest. We call those today what?
Oh,
Hotels.
upstairs.
Hotels or motels.
Oh.
Okay, but we pay. Guess what? They didn't have to do. They never pay. You could just stop and rest there.
That's what they should
Okay.
do.
All right, so he created these rest houses, and he also planted shade trees. he planted these shade trees along the road you were traveling on. Why do you think he did that?
Because
Because
you
you
got
got
that's
lost,
just
so
something hot. So when you're traveling, you're like,
Okay, when it's really hot, I don't know about you, but if it's really, really hot outside, I want to lay down in the middle of the yard under nothing but the blazing hot sun and say, I'm going to cool off right here. Right? Don't you? You don't want to do that? What do you want to lay under?
A tree.
A shade tree. Why?
Because their shade is cool.
Okay, in the shade, it's the cooler, right? So you can cool off. I'm not going to cool off if I lay down in the blazing hot sun and go, I'm going to cool off right here for a few minutes. I'm going to scorch myself, right? I'm going to come up from there, and the next day I'm going to have sun poisoning. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to get under shade trees. Well, he planted shade trees along the road so that as you were traveling, if you needed to stop and spend some time just to sit down and rest a few minutes and cool off, you could sit down under one of those shade trees. Kind of a nice guy, don't you think? Yeah. Pretty nice. All right, so right here is where we talk about the shade trees along the way for weary travelers. Ashoka was the first ruler to promote Buddhism. Okay, so we're going to put that down here as well. Let me clear this.
he did a lot of stuff.
All right, he promoted Buddhism. All right, to promote something, anybody think they know what that word means?
Like,
What do you
go
think,
up.
Sarah?
Like, you think of it as something good, so you want other people to do it, and you kind of like say, hey, this is something that you should try, and like advertisements and like maybe a billboard.
Perfect, okay.
Like, make it higher one step, like make it bigger and more known.
Okay, more known. All right, what else?
Rank up.
Rank up,
Support.
support,
Like going up in your life. Like,
going up in your life,
advertise.
advertise. How many of you have seen Nike commercials? Anybody in here ever thought that, oh man, if I just had that pair of tennis shoes, I could be LeBron James?
LeBron.
Anybody? Oh, back there we got one. Trey says he's going to be LeBron James, right?
Let's go.
All right. How many of you have got Under Armour clothes?
I got
How many of you love your Under Armour clothes? You think that's the greatest thing ever?
Yeah.
How did you find out about it?
It's
TV.
waterproof.
TV.
I
You wore it. You wore it. You
I
liked
tested
it.
it out.
You wore it. You tested it out. You liked it. Got more. How many of your friends told you, "Oh my gosh, this is the best stuff ever. You need it."
A lot.
Okay. How many of you went shopping maybe over at the Tanger outlets and you saw it and you're like, I'm trying one of those shirts and you got it and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to have more of these. Okay. All right. When you promote something, it's kind of exactly what like Sarah said. You make it where it sounds great and you want other people to do that too. So Nike gives you all these commercials on TV that if you have these tennis shoes, you're going to be able to do this, or you're going to be able to do that. You're going to be the best athlete in the world, right? So it makes you kind of want to get those tennis shoes. Okay? It's like Sarah said. If it's something good, you want other people to experience that goodness. All right? So when he promoted Buddhism, then he wanted other people to become Buddhists. All right? All right, so he promoted Buddhism. By doing this, he sent teachers out to spread the Buddhist religion. So he took the teachers that he had and he said, go out into the region and talk about what? Buddhism, the Buddhist religion. So he spread this by sending his teachers out to teach it.
So just spreading Buddhism.
He spread, I should put spread Buddhism or spread this. I should put Buddhism right here. He spread Buddhism by sending out teachers to what? To tell others what?
About Buddhism.
Right. Okay, to tell other people about it. That way he promoted it. All right, his laws, Ashoka's laws and Buddhist teachings are carved into stone for people to read. That's a way of promoting it, isn't it?
Yeah.
How many of you have driven down the interstate before, especially when you start to get close to Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, and you see all of those billboards alongside the road about Dollywood
Knife shop.
and the aquarium, and
The
yeah, the
aquarium in
Smoky Mountain
Nashville.
knife shop. Okay, they are trying to tell you, they're trying to convince you that you need to what?
Go there.
Go there. You need to stop there. You need to visit. So he put these carved stones around for people to read. Was that a way of promoting Buddhist teaching? Yes, it was. All right, so let's move on to the next slide. Where am I here? Here we go.
And he said,
Okay. All right, 2 videos. This is the first one.
and he sent Buddhist missionaries throughout India and as far away as Syria, Egypt, and Greece.
So where is this video starting with?
Syria, India, and Greece.
What was he doing though?
Sending out his teachers.
Sending out his teachers as far as where, Sarah?
India and Greece.
Right. All right,
And Syria.
Egypt and Greece, I think.
Yeah.
Egypt and Greece. All right, so that's where we're starting with this video. So let's keep going.
Did they say Syria?
I don't know. I'll have to go back and see.
Ashoka also urged, and he sent Buddhist missionaries throughout India and as far away as Syria, Egypt, and Greece.
Syria, Egypt, and Greece. Okay. All right, here we go. Good job.
Ashoka also urged tolerance of all faiths, regulated the slaughter of animals, and softened the harsh laws of his predecessors. When he died around 232 BC, his empire collapsed into chaotic fighting between rivals. But Ashoka had led one of India's greatest cultural and religious revolutions. And although in India Buddhism would eventually become only a minor religion, Ashoka's support helped the religion spread and survive in other regions of the world, where it lives on today.
Okay, we're going to stop that one there because... All right, here we go.
In the 3rd century BC, the Emperor Asoka used military power to become one of the greatest rulers of ancient India. For nearly 40 years, he ruled the vast Mauryan Empire. Through war and conquest, he brought nearly all of India under a single ruler for the first time. Asoka made the capital city of Pataliputra, now known as Patna, the nucleus of his empire. Under Asoka, India prospered, art flourished, and the culture of the Mauryan Empire ushered in the first great flowering of Indian civilization. Asoka was known as a great military strategist, and his army was extremely well organized. It had a strong chain of command, and even detailed written manuals to guide the soldiers. His soldiers were well paid and well trained. They spent much of their time training and preparing for battle. But Asoka had an even more formidable weapon. His army used elephants to win many victories in battle. With their very large bodies, elephants are able to do things during combat that are too difficult or dangerous for other forces, such as marching in front, destroying ramparts, gates, and towers, trampling the enemy's army, and causing terror. Other Indian armies during this time also used some elephants in combat, but Asoka had 9,000 of them, and they trained right alongside his soldiers. The infantry, cavalry, chariots, and elephants trained outside the city every day at sunrise, except on days of special astrological significance.
Hey, so he was the first that you've heard of so far in our studies to use what as a weapon? Elephants. How many do you have?
Lord of the
9,000.
Rings.
Yeah, 9,000. Okay, hold it. All right, one of the things that you need to do tonight, because I'm going to link this up, okay, is you're going to answer this question now in a paragraph. You're going to tell me the growth, woo, that was craziness, wasn't it there? The growth of the Mauryan Empire, seriously? Come on.
It's on the.
I know, I switched it, but it's not. Okay, the growth of the Mauryan Empire and the political and moral achievements of Emperor Ashoka. I want you to bring that in tomorrow done. So here's what you need to do. You need to take only that one piece of paper that you have your notes on, 6.28. Only that one home. Your packet stays here in the basket. Got it? Okay, see you, bye.